Welcome back to the Cosas Verde show, where we're not gonna sing, but we're gonna kick some ass, get some Bitcoin, and get some crypto. Hope everybody's ready. This delay is ridiculous. I sat down in my chair like about a minute ago. Wow. I'm just now seeing it pop up on the YouTubes. All right, everybody. The market is at a pretty critical juncture. Let's take a look here. We're going to cover Bitcoin first. I hopefully don't take a half hour on that. I need to stop doing that. And then, depending on how long I take, I'll either go to live questions, the questions y'all asked, which you can ask now. I just won't answer them until I'm done with Big Daddy Bitcoin. And for new people, I typically only have time during streams to answer the questions of the YouTube tier members who, when they ask questions, they have the emblem with the star and all that stuff next to their name because they're part of the, I guess, paid for group. And so if I skip over your question, I'm not doing it to be mean or incompetent. I'm doing it on purpose for that reason because they get first dibs along with super chats. So, but last live, I think I had 3 non-tier member questions that I chose to answer because they were so good. So if you ask a really, really good question, I might address it, even if there's not a lot of time. So if I feel it's valuable for everybody to listen, to kind of live through that. All right. So let's do a sound check here. YouTube streaming settings are looking kind of strange here. It's saying the stats are off, and I don't know if you can hear me. So by the time you hear me say that, I had said it 20 seconds ago. Oh, sorry can't hear. Oh, it was only about 10 seconds. Thanks, Brokoshi. All right, well, this behind me is not Bitcoin, but it's a nice, pretty chart that one of my team leaders on Discord likes to trade. And we're going over his trade setups and his thoughts, and honestly, what we thought aligned perfectly. So we're going to move to Bitcoin, and I'm going to show you why this is a pivotal, whatever that word I'm trying to say, pivotal moment for Bitcoin right now. So the Dow Jones right now is not Bitcoin. I know it's not Bitcoin, but why do I have this beautiful chart? See that? Here, let's make it even prettier. Beautiful, clearly labeled chart for everybody in the world to see. Who wants to? Because I had this on the live stream today. But these beautiful charts, that's always a reminder to hit the thumbs up for your content creator. And if you're new, hit the subscribe button because you're not going to see charts this perfectly clear, perfectly labeled anywhere else. And definitely, if you ever do, it's not going to be as pretty as and clear as this. So why is the Dow Jones something of interest for me? And what bearings or what effect will it have on Bitcoin? And when can we know? Are you ready to get all that info? Let's get it. Here we go. If you want to copy this chart, the current trading channel at which price is at the bottom is started back on October 3rd. I am on the 1 hour chart. It should all fit on the 1 hour chart because this trades a lot less than Bitcoin, right? So even though the S&P 500 has been around a long time, this is Dow Jones, but for example, S&P 500 has been around a long time, but Bitcoin has traded more hourly candles than all history of the S&P 500 in its total existence because Bitcoin doesn't sleep, right? And it adds up really quickly on the hours. So you might just, I really suggest copying this. What is this line here? We're going to get to, how this is going to affect everything here. But let's go to the 12-hour chart. So this line here gets all of the tops since the all-time high right here. Okay, and I have it on a channel because some of them, let's zoom in one to here, and let's zoom in right there on a really small time frame, like, I don't know, like the 5-minute chart. Here's why I didn't make it just a single straight line. Maybe. Maybe. There it is. Oh, it won't let me go back any farther than that on the 5 minute. You son of a gun. All right, 15-minute chart. There we go. Let's zoom way. Hit the top of it. So it went over an origin line, hit the top. Do the other one. Hit the bottom. Very precisely. So therefore I didn't make it a single line because it could hit either or hit in the middle if it hits there. Does that make sense? So that goes from the all-time high. That's what that key line is. Back to the 1 hour chart so we can see what's happening here. Okay, so now that we have our, like your wrestling setup done, we understand what we're looking at in general. Now let's understand why this is important and what bearing it'll have on Bitcoin. I'm telling you, this might be, one of the best charts to look at for crypto and Bitcoin, type of stuff. All right, so a Bitcoin and crypto rally is going to be dependent on the stock market, as anybody who's not under a rock knows. You should know that. It's extremely unlikely that crypto rallies without the stock market. And the last time that an exception to that rule happened, actually, no, there was an exception because the altcoin rally that happened because of the Ethereum merge leading into September. So it was, the altcoins were bullish early August through September 15th of 2022. The top of that rally in the stock market was like August 20th. So it all happened concurrently. Like it all happened together. So like actually even the Ethereum merge did not break any rules. And traditional finance whales probably wouldn't have pumped altcoins in Ethereum as much had the stock market not been going up as much. Probably wouldn't have happened. Now, I don't think an Ethereum merge led the stock market to pump. It's like oil. It facilitated it, right? And if you don't know this, I mean, you need to, I would hate to ask anybody to blindly trust something because that's horrible advice. But I don't know. It's just DYOR. It's accurate. Okay. With that said, this is an origin line right here. How has price interacted with it? On that same August rally, got rejected by it. See that? How long has it been since price has been above it? Since April. So looking at it like this, it went from origin line past another origin line here. So see how this origin line here and origin line there bounced on one origin line perfectly twice. So you realize that these are real. Okay, take a look. Does this line look real? That line was there before it hit. Does this line look real? That line was there before it hit. All right, so, and it used this channel to climb up above another, I guess, halfway origin line, and it is now possibly wanting to flirt with this origin line here. But you have a big correction that took out a low, so what's happening? All right, so now we know what we're looking at, but we don't know why it's important, how it's connected to Bitcoin, or, well, how it's going to influence Bitcoin. December 13th, 14th, 15th, huge economic news. The real market move, and with continuation, right? So trading 1 hour candles and above. You're not gonna get a tradable move, likely, until after that, if you're trading larger candles, which means price is going to be massaged. It's going to be nudged in the right direction until the 13th. Why? Why is that the case? It's because, just like we go over on my channel every time, and I've been right, I think the last 3 times, almost to the dollar. I don't know if it's luck or what, but I don't know. I've done a very good job with what I'm about to say. Can I say that about everything? No. I mean, my wife's mad at me right now, so I'm not doing a good job with that. Nah, she's not that mad, but she's mad. Anyway, what's happening in the market right now with this nudge and massage, right, is the big play is going to be there after the 15th, but the 13th and 14th is the license to kill, or license for bi-directional volatility, essentially making a circus out of the charts. You know, those Batman fractals and straight up, straight down, and BART fractals or BART patterns and all that. That's what I'm talking about. That's on the so put it on your calendar. Remember, 13th, 14th, 15th of this month. But until that license to kill, okay, happens, the market, the big bad days, market makers, they're not going to want a strong continuation move like way down here or way up here and then use this as support before, let's say, the 15th here, for example, right? Even though that's probably like the 22nd or something of December. Why not? Why won't they want that? Why would that wait most likely until after the 15th? Because if you get that continuation move, then you are limited for that license to kill to go up and down because you already made a strong move. So any downside move, it often operates under the parameters of higher lows, right? But if it also does this and the big bad days bring it down on the first bi-directional move, and again, this wouldn't happen over days. I'm talking about seconds and hours, right? On those crazy days, 13, 14, 15. So this would happen on like 5-minute chart instead of this, what we're looking at. But if price were to have continuation to the upside, get over this origin line, take out 35,000, for example, or on Bitcoin either, just how these charts move. If it were to do that, okay, like get here during CPI and then goes down, all right, well, that could invite. So this is the second, like the other side of the coin. There, you are also limited because you would invite the wrong bugs to the party that you don't want. You would invite sellers if you go below that key line. You're not just going to wishy-wash on major lines that other smart algos of other highly sophisticated algos from very, well-funded organizations and hedge funds and all that is going to trigger their moves. You don't want to trigger people with money to trade against you, right? So you want to, until that time, keep things in that ether, not Ethereum, but like, in the 1800s, the top scientists thought outer space was filled with ether, right? If you didn't know that, then now you know. And technically, it still might actually be true. We just don't know what it is. It might be dark matter. Who knows? But anyway, so back to Bitcoin and markets and price. But like that ether, you just wanted to kind of glide through there without any major obstacles that would limit you. So typically, they will massage price in that zone so that there's maximum room on both sides for the 13th. And you can't do that if you get a strong continuation move. Is it possible we get strong continuation, before 13, 14, 15? Sure. But they would, the play on CPI and FOMC, it wouldn't be as robust, I guess. It wouldn't be as insane or crazy because there would be limitations. Therefore, there is incentive by big money to keep things in a zone with no continuation. Does that make sense? All right. So with that now said, after the 13th, or hell, anytime, doesn't matter. But this all up, so from here to, let's say, the 15th here, it's going to zone. You're not going to want to get at this line or on top. You're not going to want to get at this line or below because then you're limited by this and this, and you can't bump, you can't go like, Aaron, let me make myself small. So let's zoom in a little bit. So let's say, what are the big obstacles? The biggest, so the most perfect place for it to be on the 15th, and this is how I've gotten it right 3 times in a row on Bitcoin, like almost to the dollar. It's crazy. But my track record will end. But anyway, this is how I did it. I identify what I think is identifying, but it's been right 3 times in a row, I guess, is what are the big daddy bumpers? Okay, big daddy bumpers. Is this a bumper? Yeah. Is this a bumper? Yeah. Is this a bumper? That's a pretty big bumper. That's even a bigger bumper because it's at the bottom top of the channel. But the origin line is the most macro thing possible. It's more macro than the monthly 10 EMA, or it's more macro than, anything, because it goes back to the beginning of price. So this is the big daddy obstacle. And what did we go over here? This was that all-time high thing, right? So all eyes, no matter how you trade, even retail people are going to be looking at that line. So this is your other big daddy line. So before the 15th or 13th, where would this be to get maximum volatility? In the middle. So that's probably what's going to happen. There's a lot of buildup, wasn't it? So there are lots of ways it can do that. But here's the thing. Bitcoin can't rally until this chart figures out which one it's going to go below or above. Until then, Bitcoin is not going to make a decision either, because this Dow Jones chart is leading the stocks right now. It is the stock leader. Is it usually? No. It's usually SPX or Nasdaq, or the futures of one of those two, right? But this is now leading. Clearly and simply, similar to how sometimes Ethereum leads all of crypto, like during the merge, or some like Litecoin led the market in early 2019. Yeah, early 2019, around February, March, before that massive $400 million market buy candle got price above the weekly 10. But Litecoin led that. It took turns taking the reins of leadership. So the Dow Jones is doing that right now. So really, I only need the Dow Jones chart for my external information of external pressures on Bitcoin outside of the Bitcoin chart. Does that make sense? All right. And we have other external pressures like FTX, but that's kind of, that could have another surge if something crazy happens, but I don't think that's a current pressure on Bitcoin. So right now, we don't have the most external pressures on Bitcoin is the Dow Jones, even more than the whole SPF, FTX, and exchanges going under, whatever. So there are a few ways that this could go, but in general, I think it's going to be close to the middle, equidistant on the 13th, somewhere around here. Actually, here, let me put a freaking box. I'll put it on the second half of the day on the 12th to noon on the 13th. Price should hit that. Okay, somewhere in the middle. Let me zoom out, make myself small. Can you make a lot of trades during this? Sure. But in terms of continuation, what's the next move? Where's Bitcoin going next? Are we going to 25K or are we going to 12K? That question is going to be answered by these lines here and here. And that's also why price is most likely to go sideways until the 13th, particularly until the 12th. Sometimes real hot stuff happens the day before CPI. So that'd be the 12th. I think it's Monday the 12th. Yeah, Monday could be a pretty hot day. All right, am I making sense here? That doesn't mean you can't trade, but you just have to trade lower time frames and take profits quickly, and do not expect to be in trades more than 8 to 12 hours. Don't take setups that are going to take 3 days to come to fruition. And if you're not comfortable trading small time frames, then that means you don't trade. That's just what it means, because you're going to be sitting on your freaking hands doing jack shit for a while. If you're like me and I prefer to trade like the 1 hour chart and stuff, well, I used to. I'm more of a low time frame person now, but so the way I used to trade 1 hour and 4 hour candles and daily candles, I wouldn't be able to trade right now. All right. And so for Bitcoin price now, and again, I strongly recommend you go back on this portion of the video or the stream, draw these lines, make it the same. I'm telling you. Now, you don't have to include all this kind of information here, but you need that line and the channel. All right. Okay. So the way it could get here, it could go out and then come back up, or it could go, get rejected here, then come down. Lots of ways. I just think it's going to hit that. I've gotten it right on so I haven't tried it on the stock market yet, but I got it right 3 times in a row for 3 CPIs in a row. No, one was I think one was a PPI or some type of big event. All right. So now to Bitcoin price. Bitcoin did not hit my 16.7 target when Dow Jones hit that. Why not? I already knew it probably wasn't going to hit it before Bitcoin turned around here. And I'll show you how I knew. Did I know it back here? No. I thought this was the target as Dow Jones was dropping. But somewhere around here, I knew, shit, it's not going to happen. Why? Remember my magic chart that you will not find. So what I'm about to show you, you cannot find it on any other YouTube channel on earth. And if you're somebody who likes the connection between, you pay attention to the connection between traditional markets and Bitcoin, look. Lots of suspense. Okay, I got it up. And no, that's not why my wife is mad at me. All right. Get it? I said, I finally got it up. All right. Is this chart right here? Nope. This is not the right chart. This is the right chart. You will not find this chart anywhere else. And so way I use this chart, even though it looks like price, and I have origin lines on it, and it behaves like price, it actually respects the same type of levels. If you look left at wicks, that's where it goes. It interacts similarly, but it's not the price of anything. This is simply a graph of the relationship of BTC divided by the stock market squared. That's it. And all it does is it's Bitcoin versus, so you can see it behind me. See that? If you just type that in, it'll pull the chart and hit enter, then the chart will pull up. All right, BTC divided by, that stuff. All right, but what this means is this doesn't mean Bitcoin's going up. It's not what it means. It means Bitcoin, for now, as the stocks are in a downtrend, Bitcoin's making gains and is in uptrends as Bitcoin goes sideways and stocks fall. So if stocks fall, but Bitcoin sideways, what does that mean? Bitcoin's strongly outperforming the stock market and it goes up. It goes up. So what do you think what do you think this drop and this drop and this drop and this drop and this drop all were? What do you think they were? Raise your hand. Stop saying the answer's out, Juan. That's when the stock market corrected up. That's when it had a small rally, like on the 4-hour chart for 2 or 3 days or something. Because Bitcoin also went up, but this chart went down because Bitcoin was not going up as fast versus the stock market as it was when the stock market was falling and Bitcoin was sideways, right? But once I saw, so now zoom into here, it was on this candle. Yeah, it was after this close. It was after this candle right here, actually. So after it got above the origin line and started making the shape and closed that one candle. So this was at 9 a.m. So yeah, it was in the morning. Unfortunately, it was right after my daily update when I said, I think 16.7 is the target. But right after this candle, I knew that this was going to rally and the stock market's going down. So therefore, when I go back to the Bitcoin chart, I was like, shit, that's not going to get hit. It's just going to go sideways. And that's exactly what it did. All right. So I use that chart essentially as almost like a stochastic. It's the oscillation of Bitcoin, how it performs versus the stock market. And sometimes you can tell when the stock market's going to turn around from that graph. You really can. Right? So let's go ahead because when that graph is going up, the stocks are going down. That's the only time Bitcoin's in an uptrend on that graph is when stocks are going down, Bitcoin's going flat. All right, in a bull market, it'll go up as stocks go up because Bitcoin will outperform it, but whatever. All right, so now what is going to happen here is Bitcoin does not have Big Daddy spot trade traditional markets to lead it. So it's like a dog without its owner on a leash, walking down the road, just chilling, like picking up, eating out of trash cans and stuff. That's Bitcoin right now. It's literally a dog. That's not, it's a dog with an owner who escaped and is just roaming. So with that analogy, Bitcoin, in general, is not going to have any fantastic moves outside of this area, this triangle. Okay, and probably actually this triangle here. It's not going to have any spectacular moves until all that opens up, because the spot price is going to lead, as opposed to futures, which trade at night. So right now you're going to have even though we had sideways here, it looks like the move's going, but the chances of leaving this triangle when traditional markets are not open during the daytime is unlikely, very unlikely. So if Bitcoin were to come up to here, or exactly at this intersection, knowing that it's probably not going to leave this triangle, well, what does that say? Not financial advice, but I personally would take action on that. Personally, me, because that'd be another wick above the monthly open. Now, if I, for example, decided to short and then I saw the monthly open, and you can see the price of that over here, the pink, it's labeled 17,166 is exactly where the month opened, which it looks like a fake out because the month raced up in the last hours to close that high. I think it looks like a fake out. That looks like a trap. It's a bull trap. That's what it looks like to me. This is all going to go down on the 15th or around the 15th or slightly before. All right. So with that said, but how would I maneuver myself if it did hit this? And for example, I took on a short, but then it got here and then got back above this descending line. I'm still in profit, but I would bail. I would get paid to be wrong. Am I making sense there? Because I would assume that, hey, shit, I'm going to be wrong. It's not going to stay in this triangle. If it can hit this, use the monthly open as support, and then get back above this descending line, shit, I would honestly probably flip to a long. Not financial advice, me personally. So right now, my other analyses have covered the longer term stuff. We already know what to expect through freaking New Year on this channel. There are only 3 ways price can move on Bitcoin over the 45-day mentality. And we've already mapped it out multiple times. So on the short-term time frames, it's just going to be a bunch of this. And it's going to be sideways until the 13th, 15th. So what that means, so a lot of newer people still come on my channel and it's just so frustrating. It's not frustrating that they do it. It's frustrating that I can't make everybody hear at the same time. Or like here, HEAR. Similar to the phrase, it could go up, it could go down, it could go sideways. New viewers who don't know a whole lot about price action think that's a stupid comment. Like they come on, they're trying to figure out which TA person to kind of, which is their favorite or who to use as a resource, which probably takes about 6 months to figure that shit out. I remember back in 2017, it took me a long time. I didn't even understand what the hell everybody was saying. It probably took 6 months. So anyway, but imagine those type of people, they come on my channel and say, oh, this guy, you hear a bunch of people say, it's going up here. This is the target. We are trading up. It's going up. We're bulls, right? Like that's a lot of channels. Or it has broken out of this triangle. I am trading down with $250,000. It's going down, right? So team up and team down. And then you're like, yes, I have a sense of direction. And then a new viewer comes to my channel. I'm like, could go up, could go down, could go sideways. That person's like, screw this, dude. I'm going back to straight up or straight down. Which one? But because they don't understand that it actually means it's a no trade zone. Don't waste your money. Wait for a better setup. Most of the money you're going to lose is when it's because you didn't wait for a good setup. You're not snobby enough. Be a snob. Be a setup snob. Don't take the trade if you don't like it. That's what could go up, could go down, could go sideways means. No edge. You are gambling. You're going to lose more money over time gambling than you are trading with an edge, right? That's what it means. Don't waste your money, in short. Okay, but similar to that, God, now I forgot what I was going to connect to that thought. Oh yeah, coming on my channel, it might sound boring that I'm suggesting sideways price movement for freaking a whole week until next Tuesday. Or no, Monday. Prices start moving on Monday. The day before CPI, I think is on the 3rd. Yeah, CPI is 13th, Monday the 12th, things will start moving. But that's the way it is. Do you prefer that I go on here saying, Bitcoin, I will clickbait you with titles such as Bitcoin to 18,600 question mark, right? But once you get to my channel, I'm going to say, no, this shit's going to go sideways here and do nothing for 7 days. And it's boring. I get it. But at least you're not expecting a massive ass trade. That's not going to happen. So now on Bitcoin, So what does this sort of kind of look like? Here, let me make myself small again. So if you can remember what that Dow, or I'll just go, so the Dow Jones, just visually, Dow Jones and Bitcoin, let's take a look. Right-hand side. So Dow Jones, okay? And remember, these are our two major lines. And this is the middle, right? Okay? All right. And then Bitcoin, major origin line, also an origin line, major horizontal. Are we also just under the middle? Huh. Is that a coincidence? No. Price is being massaged on purpose and it's going to stay there. When can you expect something freaking different to happen? When it breaks out of here. Could it happen tomorrow? Yes. But if you're going to have an edge of something now, the edge is it's going to stay in. And if you're trying to click around with your money, you got to do it within 3%, within a 2% range on Bitcoin. But altcoins maybe like an 8%, depending on the altcoin. On Ethereum, probably 3.5, whatever, 4. So you just have to, I'm not suggesting scalping or anything, but you just got to trade lower time frames for a while. That's it. Or just don't trade, go outside and finish a project, or go inside, finish a house project that you haven't finished. That's it until next freaking Monday. That's what it all means. Don't waste your money. All right. And that's unfortunately what my call is. Stuck in this triangle. Ooh, the triangle ends before Monday. That could get interesting. Where would it go? Oh, I think I know. So if it falls, so it might have to fall out on Sunday and then come right here. That's probably what it would do. Or go like this, break up and then come down on Monday. So regardless, I think a move could start coming on Friday, like this to here, and that's this Friday, or this Friday here to here. I think it just needs to land in the middle of this line and this line, just like stocks. And so my guess for the setup, the massage setup, and again, I've been right the last 3 times, so let's see if I get it right this time. Yeah, I'm gonna say the blue box. Right there. It's gonna be, what day is that? Do I have it on the right day? Yeah, that's on Tuesday. It's close enough. That's where I think it'll be. How it gets there, kind of irrelevant, because you'll be able to see it with either this line going under it, breaking down, or with this line going above it. And along with this, you will be able to see it as it's happening. Just like when at the Dow Jones, you can very clearly see the rejection from that main line. You will see it happening. And especially if it happens at the intersection of 2 of them. And you'd have to zoom into the 1 to 5 minute candles to see how they're interacting. Are they generally above the line or generally below? That's it, because you can't see that shit on an hourly candle. You can't see it. You can't get the heads up. And closures are used for fake outs in crypto now that price is completely controlled by market makers from traditional finance. So you can't trust the closures anymore, but the one thing you can trust are the tiny, tiny ass candles, which we've covered so much on my channel, right? Which one did we use last? Did we zoom into this part here? I think we might have. Let's go to the 3-minute chart. Just let me give you a super quick example. Here. Returning viewers, it's always good to hear it one more time. Resistance, because price was below. Got above it. When it came down, where did it pivot? Did it bounce on the line? Yes or no? No. Lower high, did it bounce on the line? Yes, but it was after a lower high. So it's more like a yellow one. It's not a green check mark. It's a question mark. It's more of a question mark, not a check mark. Yeah. So because of the lower high, so you're essentially like it turns into a pennant, right? Higher lows, lower highs. But you don't need this shape. Watch. You don't need it. Had you traded this shape, yeah, it probably would have been profitable, but how long would you have been stuck in that trade before it really moved? hours, and you're trading a 3-minute chart, that's an eternity. So when would it have been better, right? So now let's take a look. The small candle's on this line. Okay, so it got a bounce good, but it was after a lower high. So now I'm on lower high watch. It'll probably hit this trend line. Boom, hit it. When it came down, did it use this as support? No. So now that you have 2 lower highs, missed the original support, now you can assume that it'll also be a lower high or it'll get rejected from this line. And that is when you'd want to do it, or on the second one, right here. So in general, it used it as resistance. Am I making sense here? So even zooming way down into here, when it looked like it was wanting to go up, it never used this as support. No support. No support on the line. No support on this line ever. So you could tell it was going to go down. And also, you can tell when price is getting ready to get above a line too, the same thing. Because a lot of times you'll have a similar fractal where it's generally like this. It's generally, so you generally don't use it as support. And then a few hours or days later, it goes like this and is generally using it as support. And then you realize, shit, now that it's generally using it as support, on the first high or low, I'm expecting higher highs. It's going to take out that high. I'm trading up now. Does that make sense? So just as obvious as it was there, hey, I could tell it's getting ready to fall down because of how the tiny candles interacted with it. You use the same concept, but on these other lines that I'm showing you, you will see something similar at this line or at this line, because this is the edge of the triangle. And you'll see something similar with candles either on that line or the other side of it, the top or the bottom of this guy right here. Candles will make it more obvious. There aren't many fake outs with those tiny ass candles, generally above, generally below. The only time it gets tricky is when it consolidates under and then has a bear trap like this. So didn't even try to use it as support, but you consolidated under. That's generally, and especially if it's, even though it's down, that's kind of a bull flag. So if you see it directly under resistance, but it's generally resistance, you got to take that with a grain of salt because it is consolidating. But right here, yeah, I would have tried to short that. Sure. It missed it, got rejected. I probably would have waited. I would have waited. I would have waited till almost, I would have tried to enter there, or I would have tried to enter here and been stopped out. But if this had consolidated long enough, I probably would have scrapped my plans, right? But here, as it was just going, I would have expected a down move. But after this time, my short would have been in profit and profit and profit. And then I would have had my stop in profit, and I probably would have been stopped out at that point. However, had I not been trying to go for a short here, which that was a good time to do it, after this happens, you just realize, hey, there is a chance that it flies through because it just consolidated perfectly at the same angle. Do you see the angle? Look, the angle's the same. So obviously what's going on there is the market makers who planned this downturn to dump price into their longs on futures, and then they on spot bought so they could essentially guarantee a profitable trade. That's what happened here. Is they were reading the market book. When does the market book get thinner? When does it get thinner? When does it get thinner? Okay, it's getting thinner. All right, let's drop price into our longs now. We don't have to use so much money to market buy through that line. That's all that was happening. It was literally looking up at an order book, waiting for it to thin up. That's what this is. Okay? But it can get kind of tricky because what is the same idea? Didn't use it as support rejection. It kept going sideways and it consolidated at the same angle. So then after a while, after about 5 hours of this, in a trade and you haven't really gotten too much in profit, but you're in profit, you're like, man, it's consolidating perfectly under that resistance. I'm out. Okay? So that kind of stuff could happen at these lines as well. But I'm telling you right now, with the sideways movement, it's all about the low time frames. And so therefore you should be able to see the absolute beginning. It's like going to Africa is it Uganda? Or where does the main Nile River start? Anyway, it's like going to the beginning of a river. It's obvious it's starting there, right? Like it's a special moment and it grows into something bigger and you got to see the beginning of it, right? So there's not going to be anything big happening in here. It's going to happen here or here. So because we'll be able to see on the small candles, you're going to be able to see the beginning of a new river or the beginning of a new river. Just like going, I think it might be you guys. I really, my geography is awful. Out of the fields of study, history and geography, I'm pretty bad relative to how I consider myself in other areas. But anyway, so that's what we got. Boringness, and if the boring ends, you will be able to see it here or here. And it'll be obvious, and you'll be able to tell before it happens. You'll be able to catch the river before it goes, but expect sideways. Don't expect big trades until this right here happens. 13th, 15th, economic data in between, up and down volatility. It'll likely be in the middle, and that's what we got for Bitcoin. Huh. Well, I told you I didn't want to spend a half hour on Bitcoin, so I spent 50 minutes. It's just so easy to talk about price. I don't know. I like it. I could keep going, but what I need to do is get an app or a Chrome extension so I have a freaking timer right here. Like, hey, dumbass, you have 5 minutes left. Start talking faster or shut up. All right, here we go. So I am going to look at questions. All right, we got a super chat. I gotta start with that one. Hey Tim, could you please look at CIS versus US dollar on Binance calculated by Tradingview Chart? Starts at in 2016 potential, bottom targets, and end of 2025 target. Damn, you're going for the big one, bud. All right, here we go. That's a great question. CIS. That one. All right. Thank you for these hyper specificities. Everybody else take note. Wow, this is a great chart. Huh. From 2016? What the f is this? $80 million, so it's a mid-cap coin. So in the bull market, it was probably closer to like, I don't know, 500 million or something, right? Or actually, we could tell. That can't be right. That's incorrect. The market cap is 81 million now. Oh, no. I thought I was on all. Sorry. Yeah, it got up to 750 million market cap. 750 million. Wow. To layer one. I don't know, man. Layer one is a crowded space. It's a real crowded space. But what is the chart telling me? You didn't ask me about all that. I was just doing that because I was curious. Okay. I need to back up a little bit. It almost feels like this is not the right slope. Trying to get you $5 worth here. Hold on. Oh, it's under it. Ouch. Okay. It's getting ready to do what it did here. That's what's getting ready to happen. Yeah, it's going to fall to the next one down. So it'll be the lowest origin line it's ever touched, which is normal. Bitcoin is 4 or so. Technically, on an origin line basis, this is stronger than Bitcoin. On an origin line basis. Probably not a weekly 10 EMA basis or something like that. But yeah, it's getting ready to drop. So, but that wasn't your question either. Potential bottom targets and bull targets. Okay. Oh, you won't let me make all of them align at the same time? Oops. Should have done that first. Sorry, I thought I could convert them all at the same time. Kind of like grouping up a bunch of normies outside and trying to convert them all at Bitcoin at the same time. Like a mega Bitcoin church. Hey everybody, here is why your worthless fiat is gonna go away and why you need, this is why you need Bitcoin, everybody. Man, that actually looks pretty nice. What did I use? The dotted on 2. Interesting. I think I like that better. Weird. All right, here we go. I'm gonna get you your $5 worth right here. Okay, so, and if who were you? CJ Wars. If you are following along here and you want to know how to do that, I might need to go like this. All right, all right. So you click down here. Let me make sure you can see it on the other screen. Ooh. There we go. So on your chart, you click down here at the object tree. If you have a small screen like this, like a laptop, you have to scroll down. See that? And on some exchange, you got to scroll sideways. On KuCoin, that took my community like a week to figure out on a couple functions. Like, on a small computer, how do we do the same thing? All right, yeah, scrolling. But anyway, this guy down here, I'm going to click the top one, hit the, and this is for everybody else. So CJ, if you already know how to do this, but I'm going to show you how to turn them all off and I'm back on. So you click the top one, hit that button. It created the group. Right click, rename. Click once here and let go. Scroll down. Before you click the bottom one, hold shift. Now click that one, let go of everything. Drag it, you know, to under, so the line, so you see the blue line. See it? Blue line, no blue line. Blue line, no blue line. Blue line, now you're inside of there. Boom. Hit the down arrow and there you go. That is a TradingView object tree tutorial for y'all. Okay, so you don't have to switch charts. You just switch folders. Then the same one. All right. Everybody, it's just a coincidence. It hits perfectly on the last origin line that I put down. No, it's not a coincidence. Bitcoin has gone about 4 origin lines past. So 1, 2, 3. I mean, technically, this is an origin line also. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be 6 down. That's 2024. Shit. This is suggesting the bear market might be pretty long. Whoa. God, I hope it's not down that long. Man, that means Bitcoin would hit 4 digits easily. Whoa. Oh well, if it happened, I just have a lot more Bitcoin. Damn. God, that would be so awesome. But there's no way Bitcoin would go down that low. Or that long. It could go down that low, but you'd only have 1 second to buy it down there because it would go right back up on a 15-minute candle body closure of $10,000 if it ever hit 6K or 6K. It'd probably go $4,000 or $5,000. It'd close above 10K on a 15-minute candle. Damn. I would. God, that's September of next year. That's my guess right there. I think the Bitcoin bottom will be here. Not this bottom necessarily, because this bottomed. So this was Bitcoin's bottom right here, right? Just like everything else, this bottomed on Bitcoin's macro higher low. So you have to understand the same thing will happen. So the first low that you'll make, which you can buy into that and sell into the rally. I sure plan to. I mean, you often get 200 to 400% rallies. So hits that line. You want to zoom in see on this and see how awesome this is? Watch. So yeah, I would be a buyer personally, not financial advice for you. I would be a buyer here. I would sell into a rally, and then I would wait about a year and be a buyer down there. There you go. That shit. Oh shit. Targets for 2025. Well, this went down from here. 1, 2, 3, 4 origin lines. From here, it's probably going to be another 3 or 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make this a different color. And then now let's go to 2025. And where is it? November 2025 is my guess of the next top of Bitcoin and most altcoins. There you go. So if it hits down here, that'd be a great, whoa. Shit, I might buy this if it gets down there. Holy shit. That's the size that Telcoins run. And Telcoin had among the top 5 rallies of all of, reputable crypto. Not dead coins that did weird, stupid shit, but damn. But if it only came down to here, it'd be about 6,000. Yeah, about 10,000. That's still pretty good. Fuck. Wow. This might be. Here, let's do it like this. Let's make it a zone. There you go. Right there. Somewhere in there. 2025. November. All right. Mitch sent a super chat to say, hey, dude, you need to cover KDA now. So, all right, let's get it. Oh. Okay, just so you all know, here, let's take a... I might want to record this portion because something will come out of the bag at some point, and so I might as well just get it out of the air now. So I'm going to set up a copy trading system for fans of KuCoin coins, right? The last time I did this was in a bull market where for the first time ever, traditional finance controlled Bitcoin price and tanked everything in May 2021, despite the bull run still in full force. And at that time, I used Shrimpy with stops, but Shrimpy only has limit. Can't do market orders. So the stops didn't get triggered. And it had, you know, Bitcoin went from 55K to 40K in like a day, right? So everything went down a lot and it was out of my control. There's literally nothing I could have done besides sold everything earlier, right? But I couldn't let my stops do their work, especially trying to balance holding about 10 coins. It's just what happened. I did not test the functionality of the website quite enough, specific to flash crashes and how the stops go, and it didn't work. So what I'm doing right now before I do copy trading again I think I'm going to do it on BitGet and Shrimpy, because Shrimpy connects to KuCoin and BitGet does not have KuCoin coins for the most part, KuCoin gems. So I'll do it on 2 platforms. But right now I am testing out the functionality of those stops. And I just have a small amount in Shrimpy to test this, and I'm going to do it on 1 coin per portfolio. So what I'm doing now is, for example, VRA, there you go. So I just moved a little bit of money in here to test this stuff, but watch. I would prefer not to use this website, but it's the only one that connects with KuCoin. All right. So I made a small trade. I'm up already, my first trade, right? And I only went 15% in because I think lower lows might be possible. But I did this because I thought Bitcoin is shit. Bitcoin didn't go down to 16.7, so it's going to go up. I might as well at least get 15% in. But I will so for example, I will have Katie. Can you see up here? Here, let me make this a little. So to try to get outside to try to avoid the shortcomings of Shrimpy and not have a repeat of that, you know, because it wasn't good. Like, people were mad at me, and for a reason, even though I don't think I could change how Shrimpy functioned, but I could have made people more aware that it had a shortcoming that I was mostly aware of. But I wasn't expecting a flash crash, and how that would how that would behave in a flash crash. It wasn't good. It wasn't good for me either. It sucked. It sucked for everybody, right? So with that, what I'm doing right now is 1 coin per portfolio to follow, and I will be in and out of trades, obviously with the stop. But if I smell any bearish divergence or something, this is spot trading, not futures trading. So I will just hold Tether. I will hold Tether a lot more, obviously, because it's not a bull market. And then if there's a flash crash in the middle of the day that was unexpected, like I'm talking 20% Bitcoin move down, like a flash crash to 10K, okay? Like $10,000 1 hour candles, right? Maybe not 10,000, but 5,000. If something like that were to happen, I would be able to move more quickly in a single portfolio, and the stop, because Shrimpy would not have to communicate across a bunch of order books. It's only one, so it could help it out a little bit, but I need to test it. So once we have a big drop and I see how the stops function, then I'll open it up to everybody, share everything. But right now I want to do this because not particularly to Shrimpy. It's just the one that has KuCoin stuff. I want to do this because I've 3x'd my dash, and it's not since February, it's since July, right? It was actually more recent than I thought, because I went, hey, I can just show you. So this is a public account, and I keep it, you know, I just started off with 100 dash in a bear market. And it was about at the same, I think I started like 8. Yeah, so 100 dash back then was about 8K when I started. Where's the performance or whatever? How do I... There you go. Yeah, right there. There you go. So I pissed around with it, moved stuff in and out, whatever. But I started this right here with a 100 dash right there. Now, this is the US dollar value. So I've spot traded well enough. This is actually kind of cool. I've spot traded and I made one purchase of 10 dash. So I think there's a there, like right, nope, 1 year. Yeah. So this blip right there where it goes straight up right here, that's where I made a small purchase. But everything else, every movement is a trade. And a lot of trades, even when it goes down, or like here, I actually traded for more dash, but dash went down so much that even though I had 50 more dash or 20 more dash, my US dollar went down. Because I'm spot trading in a bear. I don't make money on the way down. I only make money on the way up, right? On the way down, I'm holding tether. But with this, but in a bear market, I traded well enough on spot to make money grow. To make actual US dollar grow. And that wasn't my plan. I didn't expect myself to be able to do that. That's hard to do on spot. I just wanted to accumulate dash. So thinking, okay, if I go from 100 to 400 dash, I started out with $8,000 to pay for 100 dash back before the bear market really got going. And I was expecting to have about $8,000, but of 400 dash or 300 dash, right? And that's very successful trading. Because that's what I'm going for, is accumulation. But I accumulated well enough that in a bear market, it actually went up in dollar value. So I want to do the same thing for those coins, because it's easy for me, at least. Spot trading is not stressful. I only need to make about 4 trades a month, open and close. So a lot for that month. I'm often in a trade, I'm either sitting on a trade waiting to take profit, or I am holding tether, waiting for things to continue falling before I buy, right, in a zone. And so there's a lot of wait period. Either way, either I'm waiting for it to finish going down before I buy, or I'm in a trade I've already bought and I'm waiting for the move to continue till I bail or it hits my target. And it's not very stressful. And so there won't be wild volatility. As you can see here, like this is all the volatility since July. That's not bad. Pretty good. All right, so on Shrimpy, I'm going to have the same approach on spot trade, and I'm going to have people follow me, and I'll do it on BitGet for things like, Dash. I'll probably, I can't do too many coins, because then I'll diminishing returns. I'll perform more poorly. But 4 or 5 on Shrimpy and like 2 on BitGet, which supposedly says Americans can't use it, but it doesn't. That pop-up message only began after the FTX thing. So anyway, it does say they're open to that to Americans, but and I personally haven't had to use a VPN yet for that. And the official literature does say Americans can use it, but so if you ever try BitGet, it will pop up with a message: we don't offer services to US people, but just click past it, right? For now. Not financial advice, I clicked past it. It does expose a risk because the exchange could disappear, right? So, but with these, here's the thing. If you follow me and you have you have Tether or whatever on, like however you get money on here, and you start to follow me right as I am getting ready to sell. Let's say I've been holding Verasity for a week, and then you come follow me right away, like in a moment. I've already been holding it for a week, and then it converts. So since you follow me and I'm holding Verasity, it converts US dollar to Tether right when I'm getting ready to sell anyway. So I might sell, if it doesn't get my profit taking and it just, it scoops down a little bit, I would sell at your loss, but a big gain for me because you entered in the middle of the trade, right? That's another downfall of Shrimpy, or just any trading, like actually any sharing platform. Because depending on when you enter, the first trade might be weird if you get caught in the hind end, right? So to overcome that, I am going to mostly for Discord and then record it to share with my Cryptillion YouTube tier. Yeah, Cryptillion YouTuber tier, like I always do. Share those videos, not the VIP stuff though. I will go over my plan of attack. So if somebody preferred not to follow, to not have the shortcomings of Shrimpy, you want to be in control, it would be the same old thing. You do yourself, but you know how I'm trading it. That would be on the Discord stuff. But I would also do quick little updates for the whole shrimp account, not coin specific, but hey, this, today, if you are a fan of KDA, whatever, I am going to be selling in the next 2 days. So if you're planning on joining or whatever, if you just joined and you bought KDA, just heads up. So I'll try to help people with that through video, right? Like almost like a small trading journal for following me, so that you can't get caught in the awkwardness of joining, in the late in a move. But I think I've thought about all the shortcomings of any, not just Shrimpy, but any trading platform where it could kind of hurt somebody a little bit, because what happened last time, and it sucked. There's nothing I can do about it, unfortunately, besides I've been more prepared and better communicated the shortcomings. So that's what I'm doing now, and I'm recording this so to share with people. But anyway, that will be available soon, but not until I'm satisfied with, I've seen, and it might only be like a 5-minute candle on the 13th. Because Bitcoin can go down 5% in 1 second, right? Or about 10 seconds. It can move $1,000 in 5 seconds. If you don't believe me, I have a recording of it. Damn, it was last week. It did. It moved thousands of dollars in 30 seconds. Anyway, I need to wait for that to happen on the 13th, and I want to see how the stops react. And then if I'm satisfied, then I'll share everything before Christmas. Might be a Christmas present for everybody. So heads up there, I will be doing this, but I simply cannot do it until I can fully understand the level of protection that I give my followers on this stuff, because that was my downfall last time. I did not plan the shortcomings of the website or the shared services before getting the following. So the release time for that might be, it should be before Christmas. All right. There you go. So what will come out once I do this is, like, you're going to have people come on our channel, just like Shrimpy last time, where it just went all down. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I didn't do my due diligence on what I don't have control of, which is the limit stops, which I never use limit stops ever in trading. Ever. I only use market stops. I don't know if I've ever used the limit stop once in my life. Hell, I'll use market stops to enter a trade. A breakout trade? Stop market buy after it gets above this level? Absolutely. I don't do it a lot. I'm not a breakout trader. But the fact is, I don't use limits, and this is how this shit operates. So I need to figure out how to get around that and protect people, right? So that's my strategy. All right, here we go. All right, KDA. Oh shit, there was a super chat for KDA. All right. KDA time. Again, on KDA, I will be doing a copy trading for KDA soon. I just, during the stream, talked about how I'm going to wait until about the 15th because I need to understand how the limit stops work on Shrimpy to not have a freaking repeat of it screwing me and the people following me with any type of fast move on Bitcoin. Because limit stops don't work on fast moves. They don't. And it sucked last time because I could not control it. So on KDA, though, if I could find this bad boy, I look at too many coins. Here we go. So I got a couple super chat about KDA. Here we go. I haven't looked at it in a while. I'm not going to lie. Or on this chart. So I just bought 15% on Shrimpy. Let's see here. So again, these are my test accounts to make sure what level of protection would people have. Oh yeah, good trade so far. So I went 20% on KDA. So what I did there was right when I realized Bitcoin was only going to go sideways as Dow Jones fell, and once Dow Jones hit its level. So I didn't even look at the KDA chart. Watch, this is what I did. I bought it. Here, look. See, remember when I talked about Dow Jones? Look. Guess when I bought KDA? Let's go to the 5-minute chart. I bought it like on the third candle there. Sorry. There, right there. See that? Because I knew it was going to bounce there. And since Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin didn't hit my target of 16.7, I already knew it wasn't going to quite yet because the chart I already showed you earlier but this is Kadena, but this is how I traded Kadena. I didn't even open up the Kadena chart. I'm serious. I didn't even open it. I didn't even look at it. I didn't need to, because I know Dow Jones is the king right now. Period. It is the leader. So all I have to do is trade the leader, and I can trade almost anything, for the most part. And it was only 20% in. But because of this, stocks were going down. This chart, so Bitcoin versus this, if this is going up as stocks go down, that means Bitcoin goes sideways. So therefore, it wasn't going to hit 16.7. So when Dow Jones hit its target, and this started going up, and Dow Jones bounced, well, shit, I couldn't wait to buy Kadena until Bitcoin hit my target, right? All right, so I just bought it without even looking at the Kadena chart. And which means I bought it exactly at the bottom of this trend line. Almost exactly, without even looking at it. That's pretty good. But the cool thing about this is I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I just did the Bitcoin portion of this stream saying it's all about Dow Jones. All right, so here we go. Yeah, you just need this channel right here. Nothing else is happening until it breaks out. Just draw that channel. I'm on the, you can go to the 15-minute chart probably, zoom out. Yeah. You could probably run this on the 5 or 15-minute chart. That's it. That's all that's happening right now. So you have, is this a horizontal or is this an origin line? This is a horizontal. So it is using the channel just like a Dow Jones to get up to an origin line, but that was the Dow Jones. But this one, it honestly looks just like it. It got rejected by it. So Kadena won't go up and cross the middle line until the Dow Jones crosses its middle line. I mean, not crosses its middle line, but crosses a channel line, right? So if I see Kadena make a 5% move up to the middle of this trading range, which here, rejection. So if at this time, when it gets up here, Dow Jones is closed because it happens at night and I can see it, or the Dow Jones where's my Dow Jones? If I see this on Dow Jones with tiny candles staying mostly below it, that means Kadena is going to get rejected here. It's literally what it means. All right? And the way to tell how congruent crypto stays to that stock market is with the magic chart you can only ever see on my channel, which is this one. So is this starting to cool its tits? Yeah, it is. So it's probably going to follow pretty well. I would love for it to get here, and I would sell it all and wait for it. Even if it blasted through, I wouldn't care. I was still in profitable trade. That's all I care. I care about the money going up. I don't care about hitting the whole trade. That's what makes you lose. Actually, here, what I'm about to say is very valuable information. So for not just Kadena people, two things that I've been stressing. Maybe I should do this on a different portion, but be a trade snob. If it's not a great setup, be a snob. Don't take the trade, right? And then the second thing is when you're trading, stop trying to catch tops and bottoms, or stop trying to get the full move. Worry about during this trade, the value of my account went up. That's all I care about. And once you do that, and you stop worrying about selling here, even with the possibility it flies through, who cares? Wait for a higher low, and you'll be able to buy it back almost where you sold it. It's not a bull market. It's going to come back down. Chill out. Your account went up. So when you start chasing that after taking profit, that's when you give all your profit back. I'm guilty of that too. It's hard not to give your profit back. But that's one of the things I've been kind of focusing on personally. Stop worrying about hitting the whole move. Just be okay with taking profits here and then it's skyrocketing. Who cares? I close my trade. I yeah, I'm good. That's what I wanted. That's all I care about. If I want my account to continue going up, what do? I go find a different fucking shitcoin. I get one F word a month. Sorry. And I haven't said it yet in December. So for people with kids around, I apologize. I got 4 kids. Hey, stop twerking on your sister. I literally yelled that today. Stop twerking on your sister. 6-year-old with a like, why? Like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? So yeah, that's all that's going to happen. Now, the cool thing about this is just like my small, the third thing I was talking about, focus on small candles behavior at lines. So what's going to happen here is it's probably going to get trapped. I don't know, spike up somewhere and then leave. It's going to leave here somehow, right? So when it does leave here, typically, this is true to all coins, not just 𝐃𝐤, but you're going to be able to go into the 3-minute chart and you're going to be able to see it go like this. Miss it, get back above, come back down, almost use it as support, lower high, go down again, lower high, boom, 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 and out. Something like that. Or sometimes it's a little bit more bearish. It goes through, rejected, down more, gets back up, failure, rejection pattern, and then goes down. Lots of ways it'll happen, but in general, are the tiny, tiny candles, in general, when they come to the line in that direction, are they using it as support? It's not even important to look, is it using it as resistance? If you're coming from above, falling below it, all that matters is when the candle oscillations go down, does it use it as support? That's all that matters. Sometimes it's a little bit of yes, but mostly no. Sometimes it's a mostly yes and a little bit of no, right? Or did I say that right? Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. It's not always clear cut and dry. So like you might have it. Bitcoin actually just did this, but over a period of a week. So Bitcoin did something like this. It went boom, boom, lots of flirtation, but did not use it as support, dipped down, and then later, it essentially made a inverse head and shoulders, right? And then later, so see how it went from generally bearish, generally resistance, or generally not support to generally support. It missed support a few times, but there are more supports than not. It's interaction with this neckline of the inverse head and shoulders, which I'm not a pattern trader, but it's happening a lot right now. So I could tell from not here, but maybe after this, I could tell, oh shit, it's different from this. It's probably going to go up, and that's what happened, right? So don't just use these lines. Use the behavior of the small candles at the lines I'm giving you. It's just as valuable as the lines themselves. I'm telling you. That's for everything, not just 𝐃𝐤. And when this falls from here, without a Christmas rally, it's going to bounce around 95 cents. It'll bounce right at the origin line. Exactly on it. Exactly. The number changes, depends on when it hits it. But it'll bounce right on it. Will it stay above it? Actually, I kind of doubt it. But, it'll go something like this. Oop, can't go left, but you get the point. All right, that's 𝐃𝐤 for you. Make sure you hit the, for people watching the recording, make sure you hit the like button on the way up. All right. We're going to cover TRIAS right now. Also with TRIAS, this is one of the coins that on Shrimpy I am going to be spot trading, but only after, like I said with 𝐃𝐤, only after I understand how protected I can help my followers, unlike back in May of 2021, where I had stop set, but Shrimpy only does limit stops, and then none of them triggered because it was a flash crash, and it sucked for everybody. when I trade, I only use market stops. I don't think I've ever once used a limit stop, but so if I'm going to test this through the 15th of December, if I can protect, myself, thus followers of this, then I will share the links. So I'm taking action to not have a shrimpy repeat of May 2021, where I did not find a solution to the obvious shortcoming of the stop situation. So I have a couple strategies to do that, like I said earlier, but I'm not having a portfolio. I'm not trading any portfolio with more than one coin. That'll help in and of itself. In addition to that, I will only trade during the day and not hold stuff really overnight. So I'll be in and out of stuff for the most part. And it'll be similar to how I trade Dash, which I've shown to everybody in a bear market trading Dash, as the value of Dash is less than 1/3 of what it was when I first started trading here. I put 100 Dash in my account. Now I have over 300, or if I bought right now, I'd have about 300. Because price is pretty high. So I did 3.6x, but price has gone up and I'm not holding Dash, so it's probably like a 3.2x right now. Anyway, I traded well enough in a bear market. As price went skyrocketing down, I accumulated enough so that the US dollar value also went up. So that's what so when I realized I've been doing this for 6 months with ease, like, why don't I do this on Shrimpy as well so people can follow? Like, I have 3.6x my freaking Dash. Doing like 4 trades, 5 trades, 6 trades a month. So anyway, but I cannot do it for Trias or any of those coins until I see what happens on December 13th with bidirectional volatility, and I will be able to see how the limit stops work or don't work. And if they don't work, I won't be able to do it. Sorry. All right, because I cannot have a repeat of that shit. You know? I can't. Okay. It's waiting. This posture means wait. It's waiting on Bitcoin or the Dow Jones. Bitcoin's waiting on the Dow Jones. This is waiting on Bitcoin. Yeah, this posturing means it could go either way. So, okay, new viewers, I know it sucks to hear that. I get comments from new people all the time. Great analysis. YouTuber I've never seen before. Could go up, could go down, could go sideways. You do the math. You know, is that your alligator, right? Like, no, it's not my alligator. But it could go up, it could go down, could go sideways. That means entering a trade right now is gambling. So don't gamble. That's what it means. Save your money. Wait, be a trade snob, okay? All right, so that's kind of the theme of today's live show. You can't tell what it's going to do. Sorry. But use this stream to set up your Dow Jones lines, and you can trade this with the Dow Jones, as I've shown here. Set up the channel from the beginning of the stream, of the Bitcoin stream portion. That chart will tell you where this is going to go. Now, within reason, yeah, you have a breakout zone here, and you have a breakdown zone here. So it's possible that if it gets on top of this and used as support, or goes below this and used as resistance, without the Dow Jones doing something, okay, well then you're going to have a tradable move. But it's in the middle, with Dow Jones also in the middle of its stuff, so it's going to keep going like this. That's all it's going to do. It is waiting. The whole market's waiting, really. So yeah, you have almost nothing to do besides guess right now. And again, we don't like guessing. Or we don't like guessing without an edge. I apologize. We're always guessing. That's all you can do. You just need to know when your guess has a better than 50% chance of being right. So if Trias, so how I would trade this, if Trias were to come down here before the 13th of December, and Bitcoin and Dow Jones, Dow Jones has not broken below this line, I would buy that personally. I would buy that line, because I would expect to be able to sell 25%. Hell yeah. But on Shrimpy, I can't set a limit order. I have to do it right there. It's technically a limit order, but I can't tell it to buy it here. Which actually is kind of helpful because it sucks for me personally, but if I have followers, that saves it so I can't go to sleep on a limit sell or a limit buy, and then it just goes kablam. And I'm 20, stopped out at 5% loss and all that stuff. So, but it also makes it so that if it goes like this, boom, boom, I missed it. Tit for tat, but in the end, it's about a wash. But on any other platform like KuCoin and all that stuff, that looks like a great target. And then I would have a profit taking of here. So if I were to scoop it up and it did get a move up, I don't care if it goes above here. That's where I plan to close my trade. If it goes above and keeps going, I don't care. I will search for another coin to trade and then take profits and then move it back into my trias pile. Or I will wait for a higher low to bounce off here and then re-enter right where I sold. So don't worry about if you sell here, then it goes bam. Well, it's going to come back down. So that happens at that point. Okay, you can rebuy if you choose to. Don't worry about getting the whole move with your profit taking point. Plus 25%, that's a big spot trade move. Yeah, you can't short this, so I wouldn't, I only went 15% in right now because I'm expecting this. So I will hit it with another 50% of that portfolio there, and I will be about, 65, 75% in. Why won't I be fully percent in? Because I could see a big dip down to here, and then it comes up here like this. Kind of like XRP just did with its massive triangle. It went out and hit my target perfectly, and then came back in the triangle and then fell back out. So that could be what happens. That's why I'm not going to aggressively buy this line with more than, probably 40% of what I'm holding reserved for Trias, right? Yeah, so until the Dow Jones is breaking 35,000 right here, this origin line, this is off the table because it's waiting on the Dow Jones and Bitcoin. Yep, use the Dow Jones / Bitcoin for this direction, and it won't leave this triangle until Bitcoin and Dow Jones do something clear, because the mass market psychology of this and the all of the hype and whatever, like the excitement, is gone. You can tell because price is flat. So it's not going to do insanely bullish stuff right now. Unless a pump group takes this coin, gets all the, unless the pump group currently is accumulating it here, and that's why it's flat, and then they use a different portion of their money to hit market buy all at the same time. That's possible, but save a group pumping it who's been accumulating it right here. It's not gonna happen until Dow Jones, and it'll be a very obvious indicator, and it'll be a very obvious threshold being crossed. That's Trias. Okay, so Leza Manelli, and the VGay, thank you both for your super chats. I appreciate it. How do you see Verasity in the next few days? Will it go lower, and how much approximately? Verasity, VRA. Yeah, it's gonna go lower, but over the next few days, I don't know. Oh, I was gonna do this. Ooh. It's also okay. Live stream super chat for Verasity price analysis. And again, for Verasity, it's another one of the KuCoin coins. After I establish being able to, so this is for the recording. Sorry, live stream people. I'll try to make this fast. So, or the copy trading stuff on Shrimpy, which is the only platform that has KuCoin / KuCoin gems like this. Even though BitGet might have this, but anyway, I need to figure out if I could protect followers better than Shrimpy allowed me to during May with the flash crash, but I should know by December 13th through the 15th, because we're gonna have wicked volatility, and I will be able to observe how the limit stops, which I hate, I don't use, how Shrimpy's limit stops function, and if they function, because they didn't in May, and it scorched everybody, me included. It sucked. So once I determined I can protect people better than I did in May 2021, or better than Shrimpy allowed me to in May 2021, partly my fault because I was ignorant of it and I didn't communicate it to everybody, the downfalls. But once I can have my ducks in a row and figure out, do I know all the unknowns? So I don't want to have unknown unknowns. That's what I did last time, right? Or no, I had known unknowns. I just didn't find a solution for it. The limit stops. All right. But so anyway, I'm testing this account out. I'm 15% in out of the money reserved that I have for Veracity, which means I think there's a mild chance that it bounces from the exact point. But I would prefer to be in on a trade and go heavier in once it hits this trend line. So I don't see it coming all the way down to here yet until the 15th or after. Okay, that's when we're going to get continuation with the markets and in Bitcoin. So that applies to everything. I don't see this being hit yet. This is an origin line. All right, let me zoom out so you can see. Okay, that's the origin line. See that? That's not going to be hit quite yet, so I'm not going to. So if I wait for that, because I don't think continuation will happen anytime soon, I'll just be sitting on my hands. So I bought 15% in here because Bitcoin stayed level as Dow Jones went down, down, down all day and then bounced. So at that bounce on Dow Jones, since Bitcoin went sideways the whole time, I bought it without even looking at the chart. But only 15% because I prefer this. So yeah, just this trend line. A lot of people, everybody's going to be looking at it. So since everybody's looking at it, just realize it'll probably go like this. Wait, it's not going to do this again the third time. It might, but it's more likely going to do this. Or something even trickier, like this. It could go down to satisfy that, but I don't know. Yeah, it's only 4% away. It could. So I would go, so I'm 15% in now, and if it starts screaming up, that's okay. I can just market buy into a rally if I think there's going to be a rally, but which I actually don't think there will be quite yet. So if this is never filled, since I don't think Bitcoin and Dow Jones are situated currently, that could change currently for a big rally, I would just sell into the rally with that 15% and make a tiny, tiny ass profit on a percentage basis. But here, I would probably go after half of a position, my average position, and here I would use the rest for a spot trade buy-in, or maybe just kind of as it drifts down, just keep nibbling at it with the rest of it. But yeah, I would prefer to enter right there. What else I'm doing? So we've already done long-term stuff on Veracity, a whole bunch. It does have permission though to get above this line and to touch here. It touched this line, just like I've been telling everybody it was going to. Actually, no, it was over here. Everybody thought to the moon. I was like, it has to touch this line. It cannot go to the moon until it touches this line. No, it's this one. To the moon, release update or whatever it was. You don't have permission to moon. Sorry. You can't go above this line. Can't do it. This line has to be touched first. So this line has been touched. Therefore, it technically could go all the way up to here. But I wouldn't trade to that. I would trade up to here and I would take all my profits without caring. So Veracity people, this has been one of the three major profit themes of this chat or this live stream that is ubiquitous across all crypto trading, not specific to any coin, is, for example, here, I don't care if it keeps going higher. That's where I plan to take profit on my trade. And when I sell it, I specifically will not even think about it. Will it go up higher? I don't care. If it does, and I'm sitting on Tether, what can I do? I can go find something else. Take profit on it, then move that Tether back to the reserved for Veracity folder. Or just wait and don't trade Veracity until it has a higher low. Make sense? So if you're, doing this too, don't worry about it going over there. Don't worry about it. If it does, great. There are other coins that are going to go up too. Who cares? Because if Verasity goes above here and keeps going, but you sold there and you got out, well, go find something else. So you have essentially a triangle here. So taking on a spot trade or a 1x long at the bottom is what I'm going to do, right? Or on this trend line here, like I showed you earlier. Right? I don't think it's going to exactly get to the bottom on the third try, and then I'll take profit at the top. Enter 1x on the bottom, take profit at the top. And then the one time it blasts out and I've already sold, I don't care. My account went up on when I sold. I'm fine. I don't care about the whole thing. I'll wait for it to go like this. And then I'll buy it back where I just sold it. And then continue on with the move the same way. Right? And that's it. So these are the... this is literally what's happening with Verasity until Bitcoin gets a continuation move around the 15th or slightly earlier in December, here in about a week. Verasity is going to stay in this triangle. It's that simple. It won't move out of there significantly until after the 15th. And it could be until after the new year. Because right here is the new year. It technically could stay in there. For people watching the recording of the Verasity stuff, hit the like button and leave me a quick emoji comment on your way out. Yep, so those exact targets for it, did I put them on already? I think I did, right? I labeled all that for you, didn't I? Up to 6% in the next few days, those two levels. Now, if Bitcoin and Dow Jones really tank, well, this is going to go below. You got to make sure you keep an eye on Bitcoin and Dow Jones, what their posturing is at the moment you decide to do this. Like before you do it, or before I do it, I go look at I usually look at SPX or Nasdaq, but right now it's Dow Jones. I would look at Dow Jones and Bitcoin, make sure, okay, how's the posturing? Am I going to buy this? And then Bitcoin, is Bitcoin postured to just tank? If the answer is no, then I'll complete the plan here. All right. Okay. Here we go. Watch you snorting. What is John Zonis talking about? Hey, 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐜𝐸, you're my favorite DA. Thank you. With your British favorite spelling. XYO. Okay, community member Raduli. Either you're newer or you don't speak up a lot. Nice to have you here. I'm gonna look at it versus Bitcoin first. Ooh, this is not very well traded, man. Dude, this is not something you want to deal with right now. Okay, it's looking like this on the daily chart. There's no volume. Like literally, this probably, so if you removed the exchange bots doing their shit, this has zero trading volume on some days. The chart like this is only, the charts are only supposed to look this ghosty, right? Like blurry. Blurry means no volume. That's essentially what it means. No trading activity. Like nothing happened. Literally not a single buy. No, that's what makes the candles look like this. But you usually only see it like things on Dogecoin, Hex, on like the 15-minute chart and below. You can tell very quickly that, oh shit, this has no volume. So if I use more than $500, I'm going to be screwed. Like I can't buy and sell where I want, right? If I hit market buy, I'll be buying 5% higher than where I wanted, right? So that's what this means. So be careful. You can't use more than like $100 on this at a time. Could you do 100, wait 30 seconds, 100, wait 30 seconds? Yeah, sure, if you're wanting to do that, but watch out. So, and if this is not traded in a bear market, which this came out right at the top of the market, and it has no volume, I don't know, man. I would suggest And this is obviously a micro cap, a small cap under 20 million market cap. So in the scope of Bitcoin hitting a bottom before almost all altcoins do, the whole market rallies for, let's say, a year and a half. Altcoins do a 400%, then Bitcoin hits a higher low a year or 500 days later, and then the bull market begins in, let's say, late 2023, early 2024, around October, November. So from November to November, just like last time, November 2020 to November 2021, right? So the 4-year cycle is still intact. I really thought it was going to be broken, but it wasn't. Anyway, so, but alts bottom there. And altcoin projects die somewhere here. And let's say we are here. And since this is a micro cap, it's not going to participate on that rally for about a year. Because it's a small cap with no trading volume. You're going to make, so if you're trying to buy a low on this one, buying Cardano or Solana, or maybe not Solana, but buying something like Cardano or Litecoin is going to profit you more than this, because they're going to go up more on a percentage basis, more likely on that first rally, to essentially, in the bear market before the bull market begins. If it happens that way, I mean, hell, we might just have sideways for a year and a half. I don't know, like a rounded scoopy action, like late 20, so December 2018 through early 19, but extended 3 times, because the stock market's in a bear market. So, but anyway, so with that, this might be one to more heavily consider in about a year and a half. Does it survive? Has Bitcoin formed its macro high or low, or is it forming it soon? Yeah, it's going to be 2024 before I would even considering it. But yeah, because the moment that these coins start closing shop, not rug pulling, but legitimately they have to close the business, it's going to start soon. If not, and I'm not talking about exchanges, I'm talking about coin projects. And what's going to happen is a lot of them, this is very valuable information because I've already been through a big ass bear market. This is how it works. They change the tokenomics first. And then 6 months later and 8 months later, they close the doors. There might be a coin that I cover a lot that recently changes tokenomics, but it doesn't guarantee anything's going to happen. That's how it happened last time. And what I saw. Yeah, last time I saw a coin that I held in a bear market. I was accumulating one. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, I even spoke to them on the phone in 2020, right before they shut down, actually. It was a competitor with Origin Trail. It was a competitor to that. B2B business solution. What is it called? Oh my gosh. Blockchain as a BCAS. Yeah, blockchain as a service. All right. A modular blockchain. All right. So you can turn SAP into a blockchain or whatever. All right, well, let's just go to February. And on a flash crash, it might wick a little bit below. But I think Bitcoin bottom, my guess, is in February. There you go. 601. Only about 60% down. That's about right. JL, non-community member, asks, are the origin lines made on a linear chart or log chart? I only use log unless I am on a weird chart like bonds. Like the 10-year yield curve inversion, 10-2 inversion, that is on linear. I don't use any charts on linear in crypto ever, because when you're zoomed in, it becomes essentially the same as linear. But when you're zoomed out, the big money uses log. Just like bigger money typically uses EMAs over MAs. So I'm going to use what big money's using, because I want to trade the way they're trading. I don't want to trade against big money. I want to trade the same thing they're doing, and I want to be able to anticipate what they're doing before they do it, because they make patterns just like everything else. Thank you, Adam Barrett, for directing somebody to how to set up a chart. Yeah, so who is it? Emiliano Reyes. Go to my playlist on my channel, and it's the one, Learn Trading Basics, and it's within that portfolio. It's one of the only ones with a nice thumbnail, because I haven't been a YouTuber for more than a couple years or whatever. Or coming up on 2 years in March. So my early videos are early YouTube videos, right? I don't plan on deleting. I'm just going to keep everything on there. All my embarrassments, everything. Bitcoin won't go under 50K anymore. What else? Those are my two big ones. So 2 years, I've only had two really big embarrassing moments, but that's pretty good, actually. You try talking on camera for hours a day and see how much stupid shit you do in a year. And how many words you mispronounce. But yeah, it's a very nice video. I've gotten a lot of compliments on it. Like, this is the best TradingView tutorial I've ever seen. Like, seriously, I think that's one of the comments on it. Ripster 47. Okay, oh, hold on. What's this? Indicators. Here it is. Multi-time for. Oh, I didn't even know what MTF stood for. I didn't. I should have. Multi-time frame EMA cloud. What the hell does that do? Oh, he's got several. Dual EMA. Ah, this one right here. Boom. Uh-oh. Can I give this guy a like or whatever? A cheer? Or what are coins? TradingView has coins? The hell are coins? What? You have to be shitting me. Please don't tell me TradingView has some fabricated out of thin air coins as well. Oh my god. Just fucking use Dash or Bitcoin or Litecoin. That's so silly. Just so much shit trying to profit off of the success of Bitcoin. It just makes me so. Just use Bitcoin. Okay, what was I trying to do here? Here we go. MTF EMA Ripster. Wait, why does it keep? Uh-oh. Do I hear dual? There it goes. Maybe I had too many indicators on my chart or something. Okay. Wow, I need to clean up my charts. So you only have one choice on this one. Yeah, this one's fine. So you can just click it multiple times. That's what I do sometimes as well. But you use, always keep it on close. Wait, what the hell? Oh, wow. So you pick your time frame, let's say weekly 10, length 10, make it red and thick, bloody and girthy. Go to the 5-minute chart. Yeah, so a lot of the MTF EMA stuff, they have, you can do it all in one, but you can also just click it 8 times to have 8. So I can have, so like, look, this is an MTF, this is an MTF, this is one, 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 and I just memorized where they are, right? So I have the monthly 10 up here. Ooh, why is that red? Oh no, maybe that's, no, I guessed wrong. That's my week, wait. Oh, that's the one ooh, it's different. All right, anyway, I have my weekly 10. This is wrong. Monthly 10, weekly 10, weekly 21, weekly 55, 1 hour 200 EMA, daily 21. I don't know what's happening. Oh, daily 89, the purple guy way up here. And then the 4 hour 10. So the daily 10 is my 1 hour 200 EMA. It's just smoother. I like it better. It's the same exact thing. Only on assets that trade 24/7. If the market of something closes, then the 1 hour 200 does not, EMA does not align with the daily 10. So keep that in mind. Yeah, so instead of a whole bunch of, I have a whole bunch of single EMAs, just like using that one instead of using the rainbow ones, or it has 8 options. I just like them over here hidden, but you can do it however you want. And then this one, I have the 8 EMA thing, the all-in-one area, right? I have MAs, so then I could turn them on and off, whatever. Yeah, thank you for that, because a lot of people did not have access to the MF MASA for some reason. So thank you. That is the same thing that I use. It is the exact same thing by a different creator, and it should be available to the free version of Tradingview. But the one I use, the exact person who made it, I think it's only available for premium members. September 2023 is the bottom, right? Yeah, for alts, that's a good guess. On Bitcoin's macro, high or low, maybe. Yeah. I mean, hell, that could be Bitcoin's. You know, September's, I don't think it'd be bottom in September. It's got to bottom within 90 days of the new year. So it's either going to be something like November 2023, December 2023, January to February. Yeah, it's going to be November through February of some year. I don't even think, September's even an option. That's my guess as of now, because that's the way it's always been. But the way it's always been is in a traditional finance bull market, and this is the first time we're not. So that could be a good guess, but I would guess the bottom will be in a month, November, December, January, February, because every single bottom has been. So I'm gonna guess the next one will be too. All right. Yeah, weekly 10 EMA. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that was really helpful, actually. I didn't know about that one. Hey, Sean Dillard. Hey, Brokoshi. Does light move in straight lines, or are there curves? Both. It factually moves like a particle and like a wave. I think it's called in the 1800s, maybe even 1700s, when that was discovered, it's called the double slit experiment, I think. Double slit? Triple slit? Double slit? No sexual innuendos, but I think it's called double slit experiment, something like that. That was a weird science pop quiz question. Thank you. I haven't had one of those in a while. Litecoin? Yeah, let's do Litecoin. All right, and then I guess I'll wrap up here. I guess it is 8 o'clock. Let's cover Litecoin during this chat. If you are a Litecoin fan and you're new to my channel, I'm going to show you something that you have never seen before, and you won't see on any other channels until I'm copied. There you go. Skittles taste the rainbow. These are origin lines. They are from me. I manually did this and they work, right? So this was the previous master origin line that got all the bottoms. In the future, it will be the master resistance. So the top of next bull market will probably hit that line. And that'll be about $3,200 Litecoin. Nope, wait, that can't be right. It's probably gonna go over that line. I take that back. On Bitcoin, that same line would be about 310,000 bucks in November 2025. I thought this was higher. So Litecoin should go over this then. I mean, it's possible. That's it though. Ugh, that would suck. I hope not. It might. That would be a bummer. Honestly, I don't think Litecoin has a chance in hell to go. Oh, yeah. Okay. So it topped out on this blue line here. So November. Yeah. So yeah. If it tops out on one under, it should be about 32. Yeah, about 32. I think that's as high as Litecoin can go next bull run. Still really good though. But I would not expect it to go any higher. All right. Anyway, Litecoin. Again, I've already made a video showing why it does have about a 50-50 chance of having already bottomed. Unlike the vast, even like Bitcoin, I don't think Bitcoin has a 50-50 chance. I think it has about a 30% chance, maybe 25. But Litecoin has about a 50% chance to have bottomed. Okay? So really the question is, right now, what happens next on this orange line? It's the only thing you need to be thinking of. Does it come to it and break down, or does it continue to use it as support and hit the next origin line up? That's it. Unless you're trading the 15-minute charts, you know, the tiny time frames and lower, there are lots of trades you can make in there. But for normal humans, non-crackheads who aren't day trading 5-minute and 1-minute candles, this is the next thing to know. This is the next big move. It will happen around this line, period, with no exceptions. Unless of a flash crash, you will be able to see it happening before it happens or as it happens and get into the move. For example, if it comes down, so let's say that man, that looks pretty strong to me. Let's say that even though right now there's not much of a, you know, it's really strong on that line. It's way above it. So, and it more or less looks like it's going to try to hold. It more or less looks like it's going to try to hold this right here. But if it falls below that obvious trend line that almost everybody who actively trades Litecoin is looking at, it'll go boom, boom, boom. So is that a tradable move? 4%. So this is a trend line which everybody who trades it will be looking at. If it goes below, it will be defended on the first time it goes below, unless Bitcoin is tanking. If Bitcoin's not tanking too badly, and this goes below, buyers will buy it back up to at least get rejected, and then it'll come down. Making sense? But if it goes like this, goes back in, and then comes down again, well, then it might not. It might go straight down and not retest this line before it goes down the second time. But the first time it goes below that line, people, a lot of, and myself included, would see that as a stop hunt. Because it's happening with traditional finance, literally controlling every 5-minute candle, 1-minute candle of Bitcoin. Like, it's literally a planned deal at this point with no trading volume. Retail and normal non-hedge fund whales they're not trading enough. So almost all the trading volume, not transaction trading volume, is done by traditional finance bots. So these traps are happening all the time right now. But the second time it happens, that would get you continuation. And it'd be a 4% move down. And what it could do here is, until the 15th, it could break below and just ride this from the bottom, spike up, spike down, back to the middle, and then before New Year's head down. Something like that. So this is very short-term time frame stuff. But what I'm saying is you'll be able to see it at this line is the tiny, tiny candles, 5 minute and everything. Even if you don't trade 5 minute candles, you'll be able to see it. Don't wait for closure. In general, as price comes down to this, in that down move, did it exactly when you zoom way in, did that 1 minute and 3 minute candles bounce on or above it or not in general? Because if you go like this, watch, boom, 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 boom. And in general, when you zoom into the tiny, tiny candles here and here and here, if you zoom in and you see that the small candles, so let's say like this is the line and price is falling down to it. If you see when you zoom in that it actually bounced there under the line, and the next time it actually bounced there under the line, lower high, lower, and then it got above, bounce under the line, then you can expect a breakdown. But, or also you can expect breakdown if it goes below, boom, take out that low, fake out, boom, boom, a rejection failure pattern. That is also how it could go. So those would be the two ways that it'll fall below the origin line, what I just drew. It's either going to dance on it, and in general, so if it comes down to dance on it, you're not worried about the resistance points. That's not what the focus is in this situation. If you come down to a support, you're more worried about, and it's dancing like on both sides, right? So coming down to dance on both sides, you're more worried about the down movements. Did it perfectly stick its landing here like a gymnast? Like you're rating the landing, not just as they're spinning and doing freaky, crazy, impossible things on the bars or whatever. But it's that last jump, boom. That's what you're looking at here. So that jump, does that candle bounce $10 under or right at or above? But if it goes all the way past like this, then you are judging the interaction with this line from the respect of rejection. But you're going to be able to see it happen. You're going to see it fall from this line first, come up, get rejected, come down, and do one of those two things if you're going to fall below this line. That doesn't mean it has to, because right now it's staying in a nice uptrend. It could easily hit this line next, right? So as of now, if Litecoin weren't, influenced by the stock market through Bitcoin, so stock market, Bitcoin, Litecoin connection, this chart would have an extreme edge to the upside, all the way up to this next origin line. Very strong edge. But this is subject to the external pressures of Dow Jones, which probably has stopped for this rally. It's probably done. Because this was the whole market leader, came up shy of the origin line after having already failed it a month or two ago. So this was the rejection. It's probably not going up any higher, but we can't tell yet until it goes out of this channel line. So I would use the Dow Jones from the beginning of my stream. And if you don't know what this is, because I haven't zoomed out in this video, I did this during my Bitcoin video of the same day that this one was released. So I show you this and ask you to draw it in. Litecoin will move with this. Nothing. So if Dow Jones can stay on this line, guess what Litecoin will do? It will stay above here. If Dow Jones falls below here and touches this line, what do you think Litecoin will do? It'll do one of two things, actually. It'll either come down exactly to this line and bounce to some degree, maybe get rejected, rejection, but it'll still bounce. It'll bounce, or it'll hang on. Because Bitcoin and Dow Jones recent move down, Bitcoin went sideways the whole time, which means this chart right here went up. This is Bitcoin versus stocks. So if this goes up as stocks go down, that means Bitcoin goes sideways. It's much, much stronger. So this is much stronger than this, which means this chart goes up. So if this chart that I've shown on my channel a million times, showed you how to use it, like I asked you, steal it. Like this is how you can tell, will the Litecoin Bitcoin dash moves with, or the monetary coin moves with stock market, will it be congruent or not? This chart tells you. It's like an oscillator. So what this is, it's showing you the light switch. Hedge fund algos saying, so light switch on means Bitcoin moves exactly with the market. If the index of Dow Jones or the index of S&P goes down, so does Bitcoin, light switch is on. But they turn it off a lot, and you can see it. Right there. Oh, you can't see it. Now you can. You can see it. All right. That's when they turn the light switch off, because the market makers started selling hard on stocks, but didn't sell on Bitcoin. And because they didn't sell on Bitcoin, it went flat and this chart went up. So this tells you when the light switch is on or off. And that will tell you if Dow Jones breaks this line, which one will Litecoin do? Will Litecoin come all the way down to here? Or will it roughly hold on to that trend line if stocks are going down and that oscillator chart goes up? Well, if that chart's going up like it just did, it's going to go sideways as stocks make that, as Dow Jones comes down to this level here. It could do either. Personally, I don't think crypto will go sideways 2 moves in a row. I think the next one it'll rip loose, but this chart will tell you. Or no, not this chart. This chart. And you can see how to make the chart right here. If you literally type this in to TradingView and hit enter with the parentheses and everything, it'll give you that chart. Copy it. Just don't say it's yours, because I literally made that chart. And I don't think, I can almost guarantee that no viewers have ever seen another channel with that on it ever. All right, because I sure haven't. And I don't think you ever will. And what else with Litecoin? That's really all the questions. Those are the only things you need to look out for. Dow Jones, the oscillator tool, and that origin line. That's it. I guess you had that trend line too. So 4 things on Litecoin, and you're going to get the price right. Will you be able to get every 1% move up and down? No. But a strong tradable move, 4% plus, absolutely. Litecoin could have bottomed. And if you want to see that Litecoin video where I essentially mathematically show you with evidence that from a statistical mathematical standpoint, it is about 50% likely that the next capitulation move down, Litecoin will hold $40 and double bottom. Therefore, the bottom's already in, about a 50-50 chance. You can watch it right here. And if you want to see what it's like in the Discord community, you can watch some edited or snipped highlights. So highlight clips in that video. You just get Simplified Worldwide for Litecoin people. And on the stream, I do got to get going. We'll see everybody on Thursday at about the same time. Hey, thank you all the people with super chats. Thank you everybody being here. We'll see